Hello, I'm Dr. Joshua Reichert, President and CEO of Omega Graduate School, the American Center for Religion and Society Studies, and I'd like to share my State of the School address for 2023. As I'm sure you know, OGS is accredited by the Accreditation Commission of the Transnational Association of Christian Colleges and Schools, TRACS, an institutional accreditor approved by the U.S. Department of Education and the Council for Higher Education Accreditation. There's simply nothing more important to the credibility and legitimacy of a higher education institution than its accreditation. In 2023, OGS was due to achieve the second cycle of its 10-year reaffirmation of accreditation. Therefore, throughout 2022, our executive team, faculty, and staff worked hard to complete a comprehensive self-study, critically examining our compliance with national accreditation standards. We evaluated policies and procedures, curriculum, faculty credentials, institutional effectiveness data, student satisfaction, and financial health throughout that process. It was a lot of work, but the purpose of accreditation is to provoke continuous improvement. This past Monday, I appeared before the TRACS Accreditation Commission, and I'm pleased to announce that Omega Graduate School was awarded its full 10-year reaffirmation of accreditation without conditions. The achievement of this is critical to ensure the value of our degrees to current students and to alumni, so needless to say, I couldn't be prouder of this accomplishment. I want to say thank you to our executive team, faculty, staff, donors, Board of Regents, and alumni for your ongoing support to OGS. I'd like to specifically thank our board chairman, Dr. Gary Nichols, our chancellor, Dr. David Anderson, our founder, Dr. Hollis Green, past presidents, Dr. Becky Tucker and Dr. Kim Geiger, who have supported my presidency and even supported me through some of the difficult but strategic decisions we've had to make to ensure long-term viability. If you recall, when I became president, two of the things I felt I was called to do were to restore the foundations and adapt for the future. I'm committed to restoring some of the past practices that have helped OGS carve its unique niche in American higher education. In the past academic year, we restored our annual trips to the University of Oxford in the UK and the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. We're also planning to reboot the Society of Scholars program this year, so keep an eye out for updates about that. In the fall, we had our Degree Day commencement ceremony in Dayton, and the Reverend Dr. Michael Lloyd, principal of Wycliffe Hall at Oxford, was our speaker. He gave a powerful address on the nature of Christian scholarship, becoming people who are simultaneously open to new ideas and yet critical of them. I couldn't agree more. I've consistently argued that Christian truth is not always black and white, but instead utterly paradoxical and in essential tension. That's what makes it living and active, able to draw asunder soul and spirit. Having made it through the pandemic, facilitated the sale of our campus property, eliminated all debts, and secured some money in the bank, we're now in a very different financial situation than we were just 3 years ago. I've been involved with OGS for almost 20 years, and I've never been more hopeful for our future. However, we still have a long way to go. We have to increase enrollment. So we've crafted a new 5-year strategic plan that will carry us through 2028, and our number one strategic goal is to increase enrollment to a modest 150 students. Our revenue model is driven primarily by enrollment and student retention. For the strategic plan, I'm using Cameron and Quinn's balanced scorecard model, a framework that holds strategic goals across 4 quadrants: external customers, internal finance, external innovation, and internal process improvement. We have 8 strategic goals with 2 in each quadrant. As part of our strategic plan, we're making innovative changes to our academic programs. In addition to our new Doctor of Social Leadership degree, we're introducing some changes that will make our programs look a little more like they did in our earliest days, and we believe will make the program more achievable for students and less complicated for faculty and staff. We're excited about becoming a lean operation, which I believe is essential before we can scale enrollment. I'm also asking alumni to step forward and help us with consistent gifts to the institution so that we can subsidize tuition for worthy students and fund scholarships. Your ongoing support is critical to help us close budget gaps and ensure that the institution that we all love can continue producing scholars who change the world. Please consider making a gift on our website at ogs.edu/give or email me directly to pledge a monthly gift, which we can designate directly to student scholarships. Now, speaking of world changers, I'd like to congratulate Dr. Joe Charles, who earned the OGS Alumnus of the Year Award. He's a practicing lawyer with compassion and integrity and the heart and courage of a lion to fight for justice. Born and raised in Phoenix, Dr. Charles has practiced law for almost 40 years and has served as the Maricopa County prosecutor and the Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Pro Tem. From his doctoral education at OGS, he founded the Arizona Justice Center, whose mission is to advocate for the oppressed and address the needs of the most vulnerable and voiceless. The Arizona Justice Center provides services to the community, which include pro bono legal services, addiction and family counseling, workforce development, resources for reentry of ex-offenders, resources for teens, persons experiencing homelessness, and resources for veterans. Dr. Charles is just the kind of graduate OGS seeks to produce, and we could not be more proud of him. Congratulations, Dr. Charles. Finally, I'd like to ask you to continue to refer students to us to help us grow enrollment. Our degree programs are unique in teaching research methodology that can be applied in any professional context while being faith-friendly, emphasizing leading social change. Our entire learning process is modeled after the British tutorial method at the University of Oxford. In fact, Omega is an acrostic for the Oxford Method for Educating Graduate-Level Adult Learners. So if you know someone who wants a rich and unique experience to think deeply and engage synergistically with other high-level professionals who share a sincere faith, there's just nothing quite like Omega Graduate School in higher education. So please join me in celebrating all that's happening here at Omega Graduate School and partner with me in ensuring we can continue our trajectory of a healthy, viable, and prosperous future. And we will continue our mission of changing the world through social research. Thank you.